shooting with Ayanda. I hope I'm not cutting myself out. I'll be devastated if I do.
No, I'm sure you are.
Okay. All right. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel.
Oh, the channel. Hey, labels.
Alright, so you guys have been seeing the last couple of videos. I've been inviting some of my favorite people to come sit with me and to kind of talk about their journeys in the entertainment industry. Like I always say, it's not just because I want to know about the industry and I want you guys to know about it, but I want to share their personal journeys. So next to me, I've got the actor extraordinaire as well as a musician.
Yeah, musician, motivational speaker,
ambassador,
activist, humanitarian. Yeah.
So please welcome Ayanda McKayi. Alright, so Ayanda and I actually go way back. We are from the same town, so Smizana Mkaya.
We actually go back to the days when you were still crusty.
It wasn't easy. I actually tried to look for that photo on Facebook and I couldn't find it.
Let's leave it.
Okay. So Ayanda went to my brother's school. And I went to, obviously, the sister school. Yeah. But when I really got to like know him on a personal level was when we started doing a play together. Was it 2010?
Wow.
It was like Queens.
It was 2010.
It was 2010.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
And I think from there we used to attend state fits together and other acting festivals in like East London. So he was in a group that was really active in like the drama,
the cultural space.
And then I was also active in the cultural space. So sometimes we used to just clump together and attend these things. So basically the premise of this video is just to find out about his personal journey and how he's finding the industry and how he went from being a small town fellow to literally on our TV screens and everywhere. Like he's just been that influential person, and I hope that there are things from his journey that you guys will be able to get out of it. So let's get straight into it. Okay, for most people, and we've been saying for some of the people I've had on the channel, they weren't too sure about what they wanted with their career. But I feel like Ayanda, you're one of those people who literally knew from the jump that this is what I want to do.
Wow. Funny story. The thing is that, so I from like grade 2, I was doing your choir, your drama, music, playing piano, playing instruments. So you would think that my path was,
you would just say, this is what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I was more into music than drama. Okay. Actually, I was actually more into music. But then I had a friend we'll see. So I had a friend of mine who was the drama king at the time. So we decided we felt like the clockily music, we clockily drama. It's cross paths and try each other's game, And I fell in love with drama, But apart from that, I wanted to do accounting when I was when we were choosing subjects and I was in grade 10 and stuff. I was like, okay. No, accounting of money, what. The marks came back. The marks came back and the balance sheet and a balance,
It's okay.
It's alright.
I don't have to do accounting.
I'm trying to go blind. I would get embarrassing marks.
That was physics for me. But
at the end of the year, end of matric and everything, people had packed their bags and were going to universities, and I didn't have a university to go to. 2011, still not knowing where I'm going. My friends are all leaving. Cheers, we're going to Cape Town. Cheers, we're going to Joburg, blah, blah, blah. Didn't know what I was going to do. And then a friend of mine, Usbulele Sani.
Okay, yeah.
Usbuja said, no, Mchana, there's a film academy in Joburg, And at the time, my drama teacher, Ms. Khan in high school, had asked me, what are you going to do?
And you were just like,
and I was like, I don't know. And she was like, well, try out the drama thing, So I packed up my things the next day. Literally, my mom and I drove up to Joburg and we knocked on the door after. I said, I'm here, but nowhere to go. I want to do what you guys are doing here. Whatever it is, I want to do it.
So before your friend Usbulele gave you, advice about go to after, and in a period where everyone was leaving and your friends were, posting on Facebook, but started at University of UJ or started what were your options at that stage? Like, did you decide you're going to be at home? Because I feel like it doesn't seem like such a long time ago, but like 2011 was such a long time ago, and there weren't options like going to teach abroad that we knew of.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're like, okay, cool, I'll teach overseas like everyone else is doing, because that's an option available to you.
Well, my mom used to say, uyosebenza kwaSpare, usebenza kwaSpa, usebenza kwaCheckers. It's up to you.
You decide.
You decide, you know. So I was like, I can't do that. I can't. Eventually, my mom was like, dude, either decide or will accept or won't. Yeah.
And so now you are at AFDA, and what exactly did you study?
So at AFDA, so I went into AFDA saying, okay, then let me try this acting thing. I'll be an actor, fine. Went into AFDA to go do acting. Fell in love with media and music composing.
Okay.
So composing for film. When I qualified for live performance in acting. Screen acting, but I took up media composing as well to the same level of it being a degree.
Yeah. I wanna just backtrack a little. Now,
And I did honors.
Hey, to my honors crew. What to do though? Now, Ayanda, you are from a small town, and I'm also from a small town, and sometimes it's very hard to articulate, number one, to our parents that this is what we want to do, because I feel like it's different for. I'm guessing. I'm not saying that this is a thing. It's difficult, and it's different for people like us to explain to our peers, to explain to our family that this is what we want to do, because in Komani there's no studio where you can go and act or whatever. Whereas in Joburg you've got your SABC Park, you guys have Randburg with your multi-choice. You have these things, so your parents aren't thinking it's such a far-fetched idea because they see it happening in and around them because they live here. So how difficult or how challenging was it for you to December explain film and media and what are they auditions. Yeah.
So it was hard to articulate. In fact, so when I was in AFDA, I found a mate of mine who's from Xhosa land as well, from a small town, Alice, and we used to always compare City China if maybe Kulele Joburg get deep in
Okay.
We used to have those chats. But unfortunately enough, I had a mother who was very active from a very young age. But I think she saw how passionate I was about it, and she actually went to my drama teacher to go ask, how good is he in this thing, before I allowed him to go, So, she was full on. So she in fact was willing to learn about, okay, what's the process now?
Okay, what do we do next?
Okay, you found an agent, so what does that mean? Okay. What does an agent do for you, So she's been there every step of the way. So
now we are in Johannesburg, we're at AFDA, and it's time to study.
Yeah.
Now, those years for you, how would you sum up those years?
A brand new start.
Okay.
Fresh new start, an opportunity for me to re-establish myself. As kids in high school, whatever, we all have our challenges, whether you're judged, whether you ostracized, whether you grew up with a lot of difficulty. So when I came to Joburg, I was like, you know what? This is a chance for me to be the most open and loud and experimental self. So it was beautiful in that experience, and I got to grow as a person, and honestly probably found myself.
Speaking of growth, now it's time for you to do the work, the actual work. Let's talk about your first television gig.
First television gig. Yo.
I actually will try to find some clips, guys. So when it's insert, the growth.
Thanks, Joe. So, first ever TV gig was a Toyota commercial. Where I played a security guard. That was crazy because initially the commercial was for like 35 to 65 security guards, old men kind of thing. And I went to the audition to Grey's casting.
Yeah.
And I got there, I came in for the wrong audition. And I was like, oh, sorry, sir. And he was like, no, actually come in.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay, well.
Then I got it.
What should I say?
But apart from that, my first ever professional job was I modeled a onesie.
And a game catalog. I had that.
Really?
Right? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Because everyone was like, hi guys, Ayanda, I'm trying to catalog. And then I think it was one of the papers at our reception at Reyes. And they were like, guys, but we know this person.
Yeah, that was, oh my
I want us now to quickly get into this financial side of the industry. Now, when people see you on television, we've seen you on MTV, we've seen you on Mzansi Magic, we've seen you on, I was talking about seeing you on V Entertainment. Just you are everywhere, but people automatically think that I know Ayanda's cashing in, boy. People automatically think that you're making a lot of money, but people don't understand that there are dry seasons in the industry. Now, what has been your strategy to kind of combat that? And maybe if you could share just your initial shock, dry season, but okay, this sobered me up real quick on that. I have to change my strategy somehow.
So, okay, just to explain how the payment system works, right? Is that you'll do a drama series for 2 months that you shoot it or whatever, and then they will pay you either, let's say they give you a round figure of 40,000 rand, 50,000 rand, right? And then they'll pay you 50,000 rand at the end of those 2 months, right?
Okay.
Then you're gonna sit for another 3 or 4 months attending auditions, having to buy groceries, having to pay rent, another 50,000. So you have to spread that 50,000 over 3 months. You don't qualify for loans because you don't have a stable job. You don't qualify for insurance because you don't have a stable job. You don't qualify for medical aid. None of that. You can't even buy a car.
Because it's not something that comes in every month.
You know what I mean? So you have to spread that over 3 months until the next job. It could be 1 month later. Could be 6 months later.
Could be 2 years.
Could be 2 years. You know what I mean? So so when it first happened to me, like you said, I was still naive. Yangena imali mchana ino zero aba hey uthuka mchana splash kwakunzima splash
vusa
kaloku uthenga itafile yonke kumnandi. Within a month, or less than a month, that whole money was gone. Gone. Rent for the next month was
oh my gosh.
You know.
Perhaps if phone game again.
You know what I mean?
Don't ask me.
So after that, I think I actually ended up borrowing from a friend. Alright.
Same.
I borrowed from a friend who was also working in the industry, and he gave me advice because he's very financially smart. And he was like, dude, what you do is you take that money, we have a savings account, and then you pay yourself from it.
Okay.
Give yourself a salary.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty much that's been the tactic that we've been using. Yeah.
I was also gonna say I know there's some people who watch this and they also want to become like freelancers. It might look glamorous, and I've said this several times, but the actual reality of it is that it's not that glamorous. Like I understand, I think dry season is probably the worst time to be a freelancer. Number one, again, you've got bills that are piling up. You don't have a stable salary, so
there's black tax.
You also have to send imali back home. You also have to keep money for yourself. There's also keeping up with a lifestyle. When I say keeping up the lifestyle, I'm not talking about I have to go to the club. I'm talking about the fact that there's going to be an event tonight that you want to show face at because the people you want to talk to from Uber.
Yeah.
Or if from petrol. That's the type of lifestyle we are talking about.
And at the same time, if you're going to attend those events, you can't be showing up in the same suit every time. They're going to book you to go gig somewhere.
It's also one of those things that I wish some people would consider before, doing it, that it's not, you don't get the rewards now, sometimes they come later, and in that time where you don't have anything, you need to be fully prepared for what's to come. There's always this back and forth that we do when we chat amongst ourselves. Is it beneficial to go to school to study this? Is it not beneficial to go to school to study this? I think I was also one of those people when I was in high school, because I used to be in drama, and I was like, I wait, it's fine. Auditions. I mean, you convince but I used to say a couple of years later, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, and it's very hard to crack into the industry.
It's
sometimes you don't. You have no footing and there's no prior experience. So is it something that's beneficial for you, considering that there are people, they're young, I don't know, matriculants or whatever, who are considering going into school for this? Is it beneficial? And you've seen people who haven't studied it, and they are they're your colleagues,
and they're doing well,
and they're getting gigs. But do you find that for you it was more beneficial for you to study it and to learn about it and to do the practical of it and then be on television?
I mean, for me, my view, I'm pro training. Now, I'm not saying you have to go and do honors and go do a degree. There are academies out there that do 3 months courses.
Yeah.
There are places that do 6 months courses, 1 year courses. Just that knowledge is very vital in, number one, gaining respect in the industry.
Okay.
You can tell the way people treat you when they know you've got training behind you. When you can just tell, but okay, Lumdu respects what I'm about to put on the table.
Okay.
Whereas when you haven't, they always try to baby you.
Okay.
Number two, it's like saying you can't walk into the hospital straight to etc. Can I do this heart transplant for you? You know what I mean?
I think which is something that I really want to debunk about the industry that we're in. But even before I even got into it, somehow I was always just like, but anyone can be a radio presenter.
Entertainment is the one job where people feel like they can wake up and go do.
It's very important what you just said, but the training, you respect the training behind it, because you wouldn't walk into any other profession and be like, okay, so balance sheets, guys, I think it's my accountant anymore.
You know what I mean? It also allows you to respect the craft itself. You end up respecting the craft when you've got the training behind it.
Is there growth for you in this space?
Yeah.
Looking at it on all angles, is this something you will continue doing for as long as you can do it?
I don't see myself doing anything else. I've just recently gone into music, which is all part of the same game, obviously now it's got its own challenges, and I am also respecting it. I'm not going in there saying, this is my name, so I can blah blah. I'm getting in there and be like, where do I start? What do I what's publishing? What's distribution? Is it better if I do it by myself? Do I sign with a record label? So there's a lot of growth, but what I like about the industry is that you'll find that it will direct you the route that you're supposed to go.
So what has been the highlight for you of your career? I want us to do a highlight and a low light.
Highlight of my career was being on the Global Citizen stage. Definitely.
I was in the
Global
and I was
Citizen stage.
I think I tried to take a video with the phone, but I'm just like, phone.
Yeah, no, definitely that. The low light, funny enough, it's the same event. Global Citizen is also the low light. Let me tell you why. I know it's a bit confusing. Let me tell you why. When you're busy and things, at the time when Global Citizen was happening, things were popping for me, right?
Okay.
Things were happening. And what ended up happening was that I was going through the motions, but I was not there enjoying the moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'd be doing something, I'd be on set, but thinking about, oh my gosh, I've got a radio interview this afternoon, or
you're too busy to take everything in.
Okay. And so it's one of my biggest regrets when we got onto that stage, I never took in the 90,000 people that were in front of me. You know what I mean?
I lived without a
so,
voice. And that's like for 3 whole days, I did not have a voice because I was so into Global Citizens. I know.
Yeah. And, this actually makes me very teary. Yeah, so I only accepted Global Citizen about a month later. And that's a lesson I've been learning for the past few months, is just take the moment in, you know, whether you're going through the most, whether whatever's happening in your life, when you're in a situation, just stop, breathe, and look around and just take it in. Everything else will come. I'm not saying your problems will go away or whatever, but in that moment, you will be present, because you don't know, maybe that was your last moment.
And I think it's also obviously your career is still going to grow, and that is not going to be the only highlight or low light of your career.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, for me, it was very beautiful to watch. I mean, I know this guy from Ikomani, guys. We only have one main road.
This is true.
Like it's such a small town, and I think sometimes being in that environment, and I know things are changing. One Masekomani are very talented, number one. One Masekomani versus Ndweni. People from, I mean, any other small or rural province, a lot of us are doing great things. Oshoma Josie are winning BET awards. It's just sometimes you don't
shout out to Younger Chief.
Young and I, also Queenstown. You don't think those things are possible because there is no one around you who's doing those things. So for you to be someone who goes out of the norm, and then you stand on a stage where 90,000 people are screaming for you, but then there are millions of people around the world watching you. I think that's such a moment that, like, it gave me goosebumps when I saw, like, hey man, it's possible, Moslendo.
I mean, I had Trevor Noah call my name out to come on stage. That didn't hit me.
An entire trip.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's I learned a lot about that, and that's what I've contributed this year to. Literally taking each and every moment in.
Yeah.
And you'll find that once you do, you're so much happier. I've been really happy this year. I've been really happy this year and appreciating myself.
Yeah.
You know?
For anyone who wants to be in this, wants to be in this space, what are the things that you really want them to be aware of? Not necessarily like you warning them, but you just keep your eye out for this, keep your eye out for that, be aware of this.
Number one, no one's going to do it for you.
Same.
No one's going to do it for you. No, mchana, everyone's Linda, Koli. And the lecturers at school used to say that to me, used to be like, they're over exaggerating. But now I've experienced it.
Yeah.
You know, like you doing, pick up the phone and shoot something. Do your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Be you. Let the industry know that you are available, you're here.
Okay.
But if it was and expect your agent to get you the audition or whatever, I'm trying to sing it.
Okay.
You know. Number two, I always suggest get at least one friend you can trust. One person you can rely on when the times are good, when times are bad. That point of having a friend in the industry that you can rely on.
Yeah.
It's very important to have someone who's going to ask you, are you okay? You know what I mean? And someone you can go open, because this industry can be brutal. It can be brutal. Yeah, and mental illness is a real thing.
True.
You know,
that's true.
Mental health is a real thing.
And then?
This is for Usul.
Man, come on, let's go, guys, let's go. Samhed.
Asingeni utako.
City asikibeli. 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 Asikibeli.
You don't want to follow Tsulu, do you?
Leave her alone.
Kaya, thank you so much for coming through. And yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was going to turn into a series type of thing, because I shot one video and I was like, okay, let me shoot another video, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm on my third video, and I like what it does for me more than I think what it does for the subscriber, because I like things with like a silver lining at the end. Like if people people should understand the struggle is real. Like everyone is battling their own things personally, career-wise. But I always like to share a story of someone who is in front of you and is saying it's not all that bad. They've made it. They've come from a small town no one knows or cares about to the big city lights, and they have made it. And you guys know him. So I think it's just a testament that if you put in the work and you are consistent in doing your work, it always ends out working out for you in the end. And here we are, and 2 more things to come.
What time it is?
Social media, I will put it in the description box, guys. So
social media, it's Ayanda McKayi on all platforms. Ayanda McKayi McKayi on all platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Okay, guys. Well, I'll see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, as well as comment. Bye.
Deuces.